Hello, 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 and welcome. I just wait to see if this is live, and I think it is live. So, hello and welcome. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Lorraine Marshall. I'm a blogger, digital creator, a YouTuber, and author of my first non-fiction book. And today I just want to introduce a topic that I have actually wrote about in my book. And it is the rights of cohabiting partners in the UK and Spain, and the myth of common law marriage that leaves disadvantaged groups disproportionately at risk. It's a subject that is very complex. Do you know that there's around 3.6 million cohabiting couples in the UK, and that was in 2021. And in 1996, the comparison was 1.5 million. And I've been researching this, and the Women and Inequalities Parliamentary Committee launched an inquiry into the rights of cohabiting partners in 2021, and in the UK there's been further discussions around the rights of cohabiting partners, and a report was published in August of this year, and there is to be a government response which is due in October, on the 4th of October. Now, I want to ask a question. Do you support a change in the current laws to protect vulnerable individuals who can be left in precarious situations when a cohabiting relationship breaks down or when a partner dies? Type yes if you do support a change in the current laws, because I would love to know your thoughts on this subject. And from my research on this subject, I discovered that the Law Commission had concerns as far back as 2006, and a consultation paper was actually written and published. Yet, incomprehensibly, despite the commission of various reports and surveys, nothing actually changed. Or, nothing changed in England and Wales, because if you reside in Scotland, the Family Law Act 2006 came into force in May of that year, and the Act introduced entirely new rights for cohabitants in Scotland. So when the Living Together campaign report was written and published by the Ministry of Justice in 2007, most of those surveyed felt strongly that the law should be changed so that cohabiting couples would have more rights. The research uncovered that the majority of those questioned thought that cohabiting couples should have the same rights as married couples, especially in situations where couples had children together. 85% thought that cohabiting couples should have the same rights as married couples, even when they had no children together. 90% thought that cohabiting couples should automatically have the same rights as married couples when they had children together, and a high percentage of those questioned, 71%, disagreed with the statement that married couples should continue to have a special status as a family unit. So since 2007, how many lives have been destroyed, or women have been left in poverty or reduced circumstances because of lack of rights and obligations in law for cohabiting couples? What price is inaction? If you link the lack of rights to cohabiting relationships to an abusive, toxic, controlling partnership, the situation becomes impossible. After the termination of a cohabiting relationship, if both parties are able to talk and agree on a mutually beneficial settlement, then everything can be worked through and processed without too much conflict or trauma. However, women can find themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place. 1 in 4 women experienced continued abuse after the relationship has ended. Figures may be higher, as post-separation abuse may not be reported. I have written about my own story and that of another woman in a similar situation. Both of us are English, living in Spain, unmarried but in long-term relationships. When the relationship ended abruptly, we were both left living in our Spanish homes. Her partner returned to the UK to live with another woman, as did my ex-partner. She was offered a financial settlement. There was nothing in writing. Her name was not on the deeds of the property. And it was nearly 2 years post-separation when she found a property and packed everything to move out. She was only waiting for the financial settlement to go through her solicitor. Then 4 months passed by and no funds were received. She lost the property. Her ex-partner kept moving the goalposts. She then had to get her own legal representation, her family helping her with the costs, as she had been left with no income, no employment, and just a small sum of money in her bank account. Our legal advice from the beginning was the same. Stay in the property, try to come to a financial settlement and negotiate. In my friend's case, this was done through the legal representatives. It would eventually take her 3 years and in total €6,500 in legal fees. She was then able to buy another property and start rebuilding her life, with 3 years of turmoil and uncertainty. In my case, the former partner had given me a written letter of his offer of a 50% settlement. I also had a recording of his verbal offer of again 50% settlement or the option to buy him out. However, the verbal recording was not an amicable discussion. It was a verbal onslaught in which he told me what he wanted and what he needed, along with anger outburst, verbal abuse, verbal humiliation. 23 minutes in which I was unable to say anything or negotiate anything. He even told me directly that I could not negotiate with him. My legal advice was to file a gender violence complaint. It was after the ex-partner had flown back to the UK. Within 2 weeks of him moving back to the UK, I was threatened with legal action. He was going to recover his property through the Spanish courts, and I would be forcibly removed, and I would leave with just my personal possessions. It was not his opinion, it was Spanish law. It was 8 months before I started to write my story, now published. The legal conflict continues. The Spanish legal system is not in my favour. The free legal assistance did not really help me, and I'm still facing eviction as a precarious occupier in the Spanish home that we were meant to share. So from our stories, women who are discarded or abandoned by a partner, who then goes on to deny all responsibility for the situation that they have created, can continue to use power, control, access to money, and put women in a place of fear and uncertainty, manipulating and moving the goalposts and threatening legal action. When a cohabiting relationship ends, the division of property and pensions is not covered by current laws in the UK or in Spain. So if you're going to reside in Spain as a couple living together, you should make the necessary plans to either register a formal relationship or actually get married. Leave a comment and share this video. And if you are watching the replay, let me know. But I would love to know what your thoughts are on this. The law has been left decades behind as far as cohabitation is concerned, and this is leaving financially vulnerable individuals in precarious situations, like me, open upon relationship breakdown and then death of a partner. I have a question. Do you support a change in the current laws to protect vulnerable individuals who can be left in these precarious situations when a cohabiting relationship breaks down or a partner dies? Type yes if you would support a change in the current laws. You could also buy my book. I'm telling my own story. Just type in my author's name, 𝐸𝐭𝐻𝐿, into a Google search bar as I raise awareness of hidden emotional and psychological abuse in intimate relationships, highlight the gaps in the laws that often fail women, and as a warning to unmarried couples, especially women who become or are financially dependent on their partners. And before I close out, just to let you all know, I'm going to be speaking at Take a Stand Against Abuse of Any Kind, an online conference organised by 𝐻𝐻𝐿. The live event is over 4 days from October 3rd, so look out for more information in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for tuning in, and watch out for more from me in the next couple of weeks. And don't forget to type yes if you support a change in the current laws, or to buy my book, search my author name, 𝐸𝐿, in the Google search bar. Bye for now.